everyone, happy Saturday. I just decided to do a live because I think it's very important that we are open, honest and transparent with the people who are, I don't know, taking a sneak peek into our lives. Because what I find with social media is that everybody has these highlight reels and everything's going good, when in reality that's not how it is. In reality, sorry about the noise. Hi ladies, I've seen some people join the live. Lisa Brown, Lisa, is that you? Leonie, Miss Leonie from pharmacy school, is that you? Anyway guys, I just thought I'd share. I'm on a road trip. It's not a real road trip, I'm just going to visit my relatives because, as I said before, that I moved, so I'm in my own little community, in my own little corner by myself. So I just decided to go and visit with them, and that's what time freedom can do for you. So what I wanted to share with you guys today, I'm on the highway. So what I wanted to share with you is about realistic expectations, right? So you think that when you move to a foreign country that is a first world, that things would not always be perfect or run smoothly, but you think that things would be, always nice and smooth and easy. We know that's not realistic, but you know what I mean. So for example, the reason I'm going by my relatives is because I have the time to do so, and I also feel it's very important for you to keep your connections and keep your relationships going. And my relatives that I'm gonna visit, they're the ones who accommodated me for an entire year when I just moved here, and I wanted to pay like rent, because I was accustomed to paying rent. I lived in Jamaica for 10 years on my own before I moved here. Now I'm living with others, and I'm accustomed to paying my way through, so I wanted to pay them rent and they refused. They're like, save the money, because there's gonna come a time when you're gonna need it. So I lived with them for 1 year plus, like a year and 1 year and 1 month to be exact. I lived with them. They treated me very well. What they did for me is unheard of. Like, not many people, a lot of times when you go to foreign countries or you go and visit relatives or friends or whoever, like, they don't have the capacity to entertain you and to accommodate you and feed you for an extended period. And even when I was at my cousin's, I'd be like, I'm gonna buy this. They're like, only buy what you need to make you comfortable. They'll say, okay, we have a whole bag of rice, or you don't need to buy those things, the essential rice and the oil and the flour and whatever. So that was very good. Like, that's one of the best things that happened to me in 2020, that I wasn't stressed because I wasn't like constantly seeking a job. So I need this job to pay my rent, because when we do the currency conversion, it's way different. The dollars hit differently when the conversion is there. So that went very well for me. In terms of work, work has been good. The jobs that I've gotten, everything is by choice, because I can choose to always get another job or a better job or a worse job. Don't come over here, dude. Just coming over in my lane. Sorry. So so what I want to talk about is realistic expectation. For example, technology, we think it's something that's going to always enhance our lives, and technology can really be a pain. So for me, I took next week off work, the entire week, unpaid, and it's fine. Might not be fine for some people, because some people did not set up themselves for success prior to buying into the dream. And I'm not going to tell you that the Canadian dream isn't real. It's just that you're going to have to work your ass off for it. Pardon my French, because I know social media is a little weird when you use certain words. But you can come here. I'm going to compare and say, okay, in Jamaica I was living good because I negotiated my salary, so I was making good money. And I will say that I prefer the quality of my life living here in Canada. That's a no-brainer for me, but that's subjective. That is my personal experience. For another person, it might not be the same. But where work is concerned, last month I took a week off work. This is always me time. This next week I'm off. I clear my schedule for the entire week, because things have not been going smooth with the technology that we're supposed to use to serve the people we took an oath to serve. And I have a big issue with that. For the people who know me personally, they know my personality, they know who I am, they know how I am, and they know just how passionate I am about helping people and serving people, and especially patients. Like, you don't play with my patients. They're not personally my patients, but I work in the pharmacy, so I still consider them my patients, you know, and I want to serve them as best as I can. But if I'm feeling handicapped and I feel, you know, ill-equipped to serve these people, then I'm gonna have a major problem. So I don't think that the conditions that I'm working in is supposed to cause me to feel, you know, like stressed or embarrassed and telling the patient that your medication is not ready because the computer system has crashed. It's 2022. And it's not the same with every pharmacy or every establishment. It so happened that I work for a corporation that decide not to reinvest whatever dividends or whatever billions or millions they're making in the technology that we're working with. Yes, they have plans to upgrade, but for me that is not good enough. And for those people who know me, they know that I'm a stickler. I don't know, I think that person is I don't know, I'm not gonna just get a tongue twist and try to pronounce your name, but welcome to the live. So guys, yes, so I cleared next week altogether, and yes, I make relatively good money in Canada compared to other people. People bougie about money. People don't like to talk about money. You don't like to talk about money, we cannot have a conversation, because there is an abundance of money in this world. When you look at that the statistics show that 5% of the entire world population makes 95% of all the money there is. And you can make money by many different ways. You don't need to be going to your 9 to 5 or get locked into a 10 to 10 working a 10-hour shift, exchanging your time for the money, because your time is more important than the money that you're making. But we all need that money to pay our bills, take care of everything. So a lot of people get caught in that trap. The thing is that because I set up myself before I left Jamaica, I did what I needed to do to ensure that I'm, you know, I have a cushion. And then when I came here, my cousin said, okay, you don't need to pay any rent. So I still, you know, I had that time to figure things out and get a job. Tanique. Oh, you know what? Sorry. My brain says Tanique. But that's what my brain, it rearranged the vocabulary, the words, the letters, sorry. And it says Tanique, but that's not the word on here, and I didn't want to, you know, spoil your name. But thank you for letting me know. So yes, I was saying that my cousins, they decided to give me that cushion. So now I can take a week off work and not be stressed. I think I'll be less stressed being at home or finding other things that I can be doing and using my time more productively than being in an environment where the system is not working because you decided not to pay for excellent service and pay for good software. And guys, I'm stuck in traffic on the highway. If I had known, I would have stayed home until this cool off. They're always building and fixing, like the road, most places. I'm not gonna say you don't see one or two little, you know, holes or whatever every now and again, but they're always working on the highway. As soon as the season changed, it's a lot of traffic because they're fixing the road, they're sweeping the street, they're cleaning this. So I'm stuck in traffic now. But I just wanted to share that unrealistic expectations, they will bring you disappointment. I will say that I never thought that coming to a first world country, I would be working in a setting where the software on the computer crash, or it's slow, like it's a snail, it's a slow boat. I have a tongue twister, sorry. It's a slow boat to China. So and no offense to China, but when you leave Jamaica, if you're going to China, the boat is going to take a long time to get there. So yeah, it's just that it's not working. It is not working. So when I come and make a grand announcement, y'all will know why. It's because of the passion that I have and the fact that I value my time more than anything else. And yes, Tanique, Canada is very clean. The very first time I visited Canada in 2016, I was thoroughly impressed. I was like, wow, it's immaculate. And we also have to separate our garbages. So I'm big on recycling. Like even in high school when we did chemistry, and we started learning about a lot of carbon, and we started doing organic chemistry. And then we had this thing that my teacher taught us about reduce, reuse, and recycle. But I've always been environmentally friendly. Like, I don't buy chewing gum. Like, some people are like, can I get a gum? You will not get a gum from me. I don't ever have gum in my purse. There were kids who used to chew gum and stick them on the desk, and I found those things very disturbing. So I don't throw garbage around. You know, some people just, I don't know how they do it, but they just put the garbage any and everywhere. Even when I lived in Jamaica, we had a garbage truck that came once per week, and we had our little area where we throw the garbage. But here in Canada, we separate the garbage, and we have like 4 different classes. So it is very clean. I can't tell you that I'm driving and I see paper blowing, or I see like stuff thrown on the road. That doesn't happen. In fact, if you don't take your garbage seriously, they can fine you. I remember once I put a whole bag, I had a bag of potatoes, and they started getting spoiled because of the heat. So I put the potato in the wrong bin, and best believe the garbage truck come and they did not take it up. For real, this is a true story. So yes, Canada is very clean compared to the States, and that was one of the reasons I fell in love with Canada. So my mom lives in the States, my sister and cousins, and yeah, I love to go visit them. But in terms of living there, not right now. Not right now. Canada is it for me personally. I can tell you that it is good for me, but y'all need to have realistic expectation and set up yourself for success, and set up yourself for any eventualities, so that if you're not feeling you're in a state where you want to tolerate certain things, you have the option to make another decision. And one of my options is, I don't have a lot of money, but I have enough money to not go to work for a week. So that's just what I wanted to share. I know y'all might be busy and you have things to do. So I'm going to get off the live, but thank you all so much for joining. That's a very funny question. If I'm in the city or the country area, I'm in the city. I'm not in Toronto, nor the GT or the Greater Toronto area. I'm in Edmonton in Alberta. Edmonton is a city, and there are more people living in Edmonton than the entire Jamaica. Like, I think we have a population of about 4.5 million. Is it Edmonton or Alberta? One of the two. But I'm not in the country place. If I had lived in one of those country places, I would be making more money because they pay better. So when you see those adverts about, oh, in Canada you can get X amount of dollars per hour, it's usually in the more rural areas. Once you're in the city, they don't want to pay, even though they can afford to. That's why I'm like, when people see these adverts about job and work permit, and if you become a student and you can switch up, y'all need to get your expectations right. If you're in the city, in fact, I've been contacted by several recruiters, and once you have your license and you have your residency or whatever the case is, they will reach out to you if they need you. I've been contacted by a lot of recruiters, but because I know what I want, and that is not what I want, doing more mind work and knowing your values and knowing where you want to go and having a vision for yourself will inform the kind of decisions that you make. So I've had a recruiter reach out to me, and they're paying twice what I'm making right now, but I'm not going to the area because it is not in alignment with who I am and who I am, you know, who I'm working on, my future self. So I have not accepted. I probably have like 6 people. I even got like an email Tuesday evening asking me to do an interview Wednesday morning, and in my mind I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, you do not sneak up on my time like that. I have to plan my life, and I have to plan my day. For Wednesday's already booked, then there's no way that you're gonna get an interview. And in fact, not that I need to prepare for an interview based on the kind of job that I do, but no, it doesn't work like that. But thank you for the question. And I'm not in the country area. I'm in the city, but it's not as developed as Toronto. And Toronto is very, very expensive. It's one of the most expensive places in Canada to live. In 2020, Toronto surpassed British Columbia, and British Columbia is the most expensive province because it is the warmest place in Canada, and it's on the west coast. It's closer to like Washington State, and closer to like California end. So BC is very expensive. The taxes there are much higher than anywhere else. I think it's like 17%, and in Toronto it's like 13%, and in Alberta it's like 5%. So yeah, I basically get away with a lot of stuff just by being here. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here for, but while I'm here I'm going to enjoy it. And since my relatives are home, I'm gonna go visit with them and spend time. Guys, spend time with the people you love, and spend time doing the things that you love to do, or the things that you want to do. Don't get trapped in, you know, that 9-to-5 loop, or they call it that hamster wheel, where you're always chasing the dollar, chasing the things. And yes, if you want to chase dollars, there are smarter ways to do it than going to work from 12 to 12 and burning out. Oh, thank you, honey. She's like, you're well researched. I love to read, and I love to inform people. I love to give advice, even when sometimes people don't welcome the advice. So I'm learning to shut my mouth these days. But yeah, yeah, there's a lot for people to learn, and a lot of things come through experience as well. But you can do it. If you intend to move here, just start doing your research. If there's anything you're not sure about, you can hit me up. I'll hook you up. I don't know why I know I am favored. I know I'm walking in favor. Not because I'm more special than anybody else, but the favor of the Lord is on my life. And my mom said to me, she said, everything that you touch turns to gold. And that is like one of the most beautiful things ever. And I actually believe her. And if you follow my posts, sometimes you'll see how many times I've won stuff. In any case, I'm gonna run. I'm in traffic, so I gotta kind of focus on this. But if you know me, you know I love to talk, and I'll talk my head off, and before you know it, I've driven for like an hour and I'm still talking. Oh my God, Tanik, send me your email in my DM, because yes, I am big on financial literacy. I'm passionate about financial literacy. I actually had a conversation with my very first friend from high school. She is living in the States. I had a conversation with her just now about my passion projects that I plan to pursue, and I told her that I'm going to start with my alma mater, but my plan is to, the same as to tell people your plan, because outside energy, no outside energy cannot throw off a plan that God has in place for you. I plan to start with financial literacy with my alma mater, to teach the kids, because when I went to high school, I didn't even have the money. You know, I lived with a friend for 2 years and her family, because I was able to walk to school and not, you know, pay taxi fare or bus fare or whatever. But looking back, even when I went to the US Embassy to get my visa, I only had like 250 Jamaican dollars in my account. And this is 2013, and I mean, not 20, yeah, this is 2013, and I'm about to complete pharmacy school. 250 Jamaican dollars is like less than $2 US. That's all I had in my account. And by the time I was living in Jamaica, I made myself a millionaire. Just saying, I'm not here to brag or boast, but I'm telling you that there are ways to do things. A millionaire in Jamaica is not a lot of money. In Canada, US, UK, etc. But by virtue of the fact that I'm coming from 250 and I was able to surpass $1 million, then I should be proud of myself. But I am passionate about financial literacy, so you can send me an email, and I'll keep you on my list of when I'm going to be teaching people how they can go about bumping their fan. I'll tell you how NCB gave me $1 million. How about, I was going to do a post about it. So it's funny that you say you need to learn more about financial literacy. I'm learning from people who are way ahead of me, leaps and bounds. But if I can teach other people how they can come up, like that to me is everything. I love when people are elevated. So send me a DM with your email address and I'll keep you in the loop. Anyway, guys, gotta go. I've said that about 10 times already. Hi, George. I saw that George joined my live. George is an inspiration for me. George is a pharmacist and he retired at age 31. He is work optional. He doesn't have to go to work. So his page is Cashflow George. So you can go and follow his page and listen to his story. All right, that's it. You take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Bye.